Grandpa's Talking Teacup. In a little cottage on the edge of town lived a kind old man named Grandpa Thomas. He was gentle, with twinkling eyes behind his glasses, and he loved to tell bedtime stories. On his nightstand sat a porcelain teacup painted with blue flowers. It wasn't just any teacup, it could talk. Grandpa often whispered to it, as though it were an old friend. One evening, when Lily, his curious granddaughter, came to stay, she spotted the teacup glowing softly. "Grandpa, why is that cup shining?" she asked, tugging at his sleeve. Grandpa Thomas chuckled. "That's no ordinary teacup, Lily. This one tells stories that come alive." Lily gasped with delight, her eyes wide as saucers. Grandpa Thomas gently lifted the cup and whispered, "Good evening, Sir Whistle." The teacup suddenly blinked and cleared its tiny porcelain throat. "Shall we begin tonight's tale?" it asked in a cheerful voice. Lily clapped her hands with excitement. She had never heard a teacup talk before. "Close your eyes and listen closely," said the teacup. As Lily obeyed, golden sparkles rose from the cup like fireflies. The room filled with shimmering lights, and suddenly a story began to take shape. A tiny ship sailed out of the teacup, its sails made of starlight. Lily gasped and leaned closer. The ship grew bigger until it floated across the room with a crew of tiny fairies at the helm. "Welcome aboard the Starwind," the Captain Fairy shouted. Lily giggled and waved. She couldn't believe a whole ship had just appeared from Grandpa's talking teacup. The Starwind set sail through the air, gliding past the curtains that now looked like towering mountains. Lily imagined herself climbing aboard. "Can I go too?" she whispered. The teacup chuckled. "With your imagination, you already are, dear Lily." The next story swirled from the teacup in a burst of silver mist. Suddenly, a forest of candy trees grew around the bed, their branches heavy with lollipops and gumdrops. Lily giggled and reached for a sparkling gumdrop. "Careful," said Grandpa Thomas. "This is the land of sweet echoes." In the candy forest, Lily heard whispers of laughter. A group of marshmallow bunnies bounced past, giggling. They invited Lily to play hide and seek among the jelly bean bushes. "Don't stray too far," warned the teacup gently. Lily nodded, her heart bursting with joy. Just as Lily was about to follow, a grand cuckoo bird swooped down from the ceiling. "Time is ticking," it cried, wearing a tiny golden watch. Lily burst into laughter. Even bedtime stories had a sense of humor. Page after page, the teacup wove stories that came alive. There were knights who rode on dragonflies, princesses who wore gowns made of clouds, and giants who built castles out of playing cards. Lily clapped her hands, unable to decide which story was her favorite. Suddenly, the room grew quiet. The teacup's glow softened. "Every story needs a hero," it said gently. "And tonight, that hero is you, Lily." Lily gasped, pointing at herself. "Me?" "Yes," Grandpa Thomas said, smiling. "The teacup sees your heart." A new story unfolded. This time, Lily stood in a meadow full of glowing fireflies. In her hand was a lantern that shone brighter than the stars. "You must guide the lost fireflies home," said the teacup's voice. Lily nodded bravely. The fireflies fluttered around Lily, their tiny lights flickering like candles. She held up the lantern, leading them toward a sparkling forest. With every step, she felt stronger, like she truly was the hero of the story. As Lily walked, the path ahead grew darker. Strange shadows whispered among the trees. She shivered, but the lantern's light grew brighter, pushing the shadows back. "You're braver than you know," the teacup whispered warmly. Finally, the fireflies reached their home, a grand tree that shimmered like crystal. They circled it joyfully, their lights dancing like stars. Lily smiled proudly, knowing she had completed her quest. The vision faded, and Lily was back in Grandpa's bedroom. The teacup gave a happy sigh. "Well done, little hero." Grandpa Thomas hugged her tight. "I knew you had a brave heart," he whispered. Lily nestled under her blanket, feeling safe and warm. "Grandpa, will the teacup tell me another story tomorrow?" she asked. The teacup chuckled. "Oh, I have thousands waiting just for you." The night grew still, and stars peeked through the window. Lily's eyelids grew heavy, but her smile stayed. The talking teacup hummed a soft lullaby, its glow fading to a gentle warmth. "Sweet dreams, little one," it whispered. Grandpa Thomas placed the teacup carefully back on the nightstand. He kissed Lily's forehead and whispered, "Sleep tight, my brave adventurer." The room felt full of love, magic, and peace. And so, every night, Lily and Grandpa Thomas shared magical adventures with the talking teacup. Its stories filled her dreams with wonder, courage, and laughter. The teacup may have been porcelain, but in Lily's heart, it was pure magic. And it promised this was only the beginning.